Okay. All right. Good morning, beloveds. Oh, Dante's going to make a cameo for you. He has a little pillow. Not a little pillow, a big pillow, because he's a big cat. But he has a pillow over by this window. And he likes to sleep in it, especially when there's nothing going on in the house. And so what'll happen is I'll come into the room and he's asleep on the pillow, and he'll get up on the couch with me. So, and he's just got this very, very gentle part right now. All right, Dante. All right, we're doing a new design for living, so let's do the housekeeping really quick. And all the housekeeping is me reminding you that we are Creative Life Spiritual Center. Website is creativelife.org. Constant contact email, info@creativelife.org. Get you one email a week, tells you what's going on for the week and month. The hot links are hot, and it is a blind CC, which means nobody will see your email. You won't end up on anybody else's email list because of us. And then I mentioned the social media merely from the standpoint of we do not monetize it. We don't want to deal with the ads any more than you do. So what we ask you to do instead is to go like, subscribe, follow, based on which platform you are on, and then engage with the individual posts by commenting, reacting, and sharing the individual posts. It bumps us in the algorithms, more people see our stuff, and let's be honest, that's the whole point of social media. Right, Dante? That's the point of social media. He does not care. Nope, does not care one bit about social media, even though you're on the social media because you're so pretty. And he is very distracting. So let's get on with this. Okay, we are Creative Life Spiritual Center or Creative Life Spark based on which platform we are on. And I am the running Rev Ryan across all of the social medias that I am on. So a new design for living is the process of science of mind. It literally, this is how we do this. And I say that because Jesse's recently has been leaning into that idea of a process, because when you treat for something, the universe doesn't just hand it to you. Spirit just doesn't go, okay, here. The universe hands you a process. This is what you need to do to get what it is that you want, or get whatever the process is. So that's what this is. It's one of the last books that Ernest put out himself, that he had, talked about. It was towards the end of his career. I think he was like, okay, we've got enough theory. Let's do some practice. Oh, Lord. Sorry. I don't know where that's coming from. No, I do. It's spring and allergy season. Although it's 48 degrees out there today. So, All right, then. Okay, so a new design for living. No, hang on. This is where I'm at. We are on chapter 12. We are talking about the future. I'll look at the future. Yesterday we dealt with what is immortal, and today we are going to talk about you are immortal. All right? So, this brings us to a very interesting and profound idea. Right now, we are as much of this spiritual reality as we will ever be, although we may be continually becoming more aware of it. If we are, in any respect, immortal, we are immortal right now. It is not something that may or may not happen later on, and there is nothing that a person could ever do to earn it for themselves or deprive themselves of it. It is just the nature of the things as they are. All of the questioning, all of the wondering, all of the fearful concern about our ultimate future will in no way affect it. The normal and logical thing to do is to recognize and accept the idea that we are living the life eternal right now, that we are immortal beings on the pathway of an endless destiny, one in which is forever expanding. How futile it would be, the whole process of living a life, let me try that again. How futile would be the whole process of living if life were not eternal. We would be nothing but an idle whimsy of an illogical God tossed into a chaos without meaning or purpose. But nothing could be further from the truth, as we have discovered. Our birth was not just a mistake that will fortunately be covered up in the grave. Well, that's morbid. A well-known scientist, William F.G. Swan, turned his attention to certain ideas of cosmology, the nature of the universe, and how humanity fitted into the picture. He stated, in effect, that astronomy has determined that at some time in the far removed future, billions of years hence, our sun will, in all probability, will disintegrate and the earth will no longer be able to support life as we know it. What of humanity? The spiritual reality which created the world, which created humanity, will never cease to exist. Humanity, as a spiritual entity, will live on in a spiritual world, the reality of which science is just beginning to discover, but which religion and philosophy have long affirmed. And honestly, I don't know that science is ever going to figure it out. Simply because I don't think that there are tools that will ever be able to measure the spiritual reality. And I think that occasionally science needs to say, you know what? We don't know. We don't have a way to figure it out. And that's okay. Because religion has been doing that for a very long time. Religion is just saying, here's what we believe. We have no concrete proof, but this is what we believe. And people live their lives that way. And philosophy does the same thing. Look, this is logical, but we don't have any concrete proof. But people live their lives that way. And I love that science is always looking for answers. But when it comes to spiritual reality, I think science can mostly stay in its lane. I do appreciate that they duck into the conversation occasionally. And I appreciate that they duck back out. Because, you know what? There are just some answers that we don't get to know on this side of the veil. And maybe we'll know them on the other side, and maybe we won't. And I'm okay with that. I think that's part of what makes life interesting. But I appreciate he said, look, your life isn't meaningless. We haven't been chucked into chaos by an illogical God. Because God is not a personality. And I think that's the biggest thing. God is not a personality. God is not a human blown up to epic proportions. Regardless of what a whole bunch of religions have said. I think that's one of the things that when I learned about the Hindu religion, that's one of the things that I appreciated the most. The Hindu religion said, look, God is way beyond anything that we can ever encompass. But I need to deal with this particular aspect right now. And so I'm going to give this particular aspect of God a name and aspects, and that's what I'm going to deal with because that's what I can conceptualize. But I understand that this isn't all of God. And that made way more sense to me. And I was like, okay, you know what? I can get behind that. So, a lot of people accuse Hindus of being polytheistic, and they're really not. They just understand that God is bigger than our concept of it. And so God isn't illogical, but God is operating on a scale that is so far beyond what we can deal with. So I'm willing to accept that there is something beyond this. And maybe I'll get the answer when I get there. And until then, I'm okay with not knowing. So, Ernest's preposition. Yeah, I could just say Ernest's position is there is a spiritual reality that leans into the material reality, but isn't the material reality. And as the material reality is constantly, disintegrating and remaking itself, the spiritual reality is changeless. The material reality is changeable. The spiritual reality is changeless. Well, that's where we came from. That's where we'll go back to. How many times we choose to keep doing this? Well, that's between you and the divine. All right, beloveds. I'm going to move on into the process of my day. I'm going to encourage you to do the same. And I'm going to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day, a take care of yourself day, a enjoy the sunshine day, and enjoy the cooler weather while we've got it day, because apparently it's going to be back to 86 on Sunday. So, yay. A go dance in the sunshine day if you've got it, a drink plenty of water day, a cuddle your fur babies day, a do what you gotta do day, a make sure you make time to sit down and rest day, a eat something amazing day, a finish up a project day, a you got this day, a good day, and if that is too much pressure, because occasionally it is, I understand, simply have a day. You are enough, just as you are. You are a beloved expression of the divine. You are a brilliant light, a divine spark, spirit in motion, God in action, an absolutely beautiful masterpiece, and a work in progress at the same time, at your own pace. And as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you are a godling. So explore the truth of your being. Get to know who the divine knows you to be. Because the divine knows you to be good. And from there, anything's possible. All right, beloveds. I'm going to get on with it. So, I'm going to remind you, Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. I'll be back with you around 9-ish tomorrow. Take care of yourself. Know